Catus Maximus here again. I'm going to do a couple, three short videos about tools that are difficult to categorize in groups with other tools. In this video, I'm talking about microchip, or specifically DIP, which is dual inline pin, little chips like these. These are various pliers and removal tools for them. They're obviously not used very often, particularly now, although they used to be used many years ago quite a bit more often. They're kind of odd looking tools, so if somebody ever saw these, they wouldn't really know what exactly they're used for unless you actually had an idea that they were for removing those socketed chips on circuit boards. The most common ones are these little yellow ones, and I've never really had great luck with them, but they seem to work out okay, and they are just designed. They have little retractable feet. And for the life of me, I usually have some kind of circuit board where you can remove those chips, but I just don't have any, so I'm just using this circuit board as an example. And this kind of plier, you just get under each edge of the little chip, and then you just slowly pry it up on one side, pry it up on the other, until you're able to get the chip out. But those, I never really liked the plastic ones. Although they're, somewhat well built, they have little metal feet, and then they actually use steel pegs to keep them aligned so it doesn't wallow out the plastic too quickly. We do have the steel Tong style. These are stainless. It's funny that they put quotation marks around stainless. I'm not exactly sure what that means. This does have a part number, an SL731. And these have always worked out a little better for me, just because they're more rigid. And they're just the very same thing, just a set of pliers. You just get them up under that chip, and then you just rock them back and forth to get the legs to break from the socket, and then you just pry it back and forth. We do have these, which are the Clutch dip pliers, and these are American-made ones. These have worked out okay. I suppose the thing I like least about them is that they use aluminum teeth instead of steel teeth, although they do have steel pins holding the little aluminum teeth in. As you can see here, the aluminum teeth tend to get bent pretty easily. These have been kind of hit and miss. These are designed to actually come in from the side, and then as you work the plier back and forth, it's spring-loaded and it starts to close more and more around the chip as you're working it out. And then the teeth go in between the little legs that are on the chip. Finally, and this is going to be a short video, we have the Amphenol. And Amphenol products are always really premium. These are high-grade alloy steel pry bars to get out those chips. And what we have here is we have a flat bar with like a little screwdriver tip to kind of get under the edge of the chip and slowly start to work it up. And then you'd use the pry bar to actually kind of pry it out on each side. And this comes as a two-piece set. So you have this, and then you have the fingered pry bar. So one issue when you're prying these out is oftentimes some of the legs on one side or the other will get bent, particularly when you're using this style of pry bar. So the idea is that you could use this style to kind of get the chip lifted a little bit. And then you'd use the fingered pry bar, which would actually go in between the legs, and then pry it up from each side evenly, making sure that the legs don't get bent. Anyway, that was just kind of the end of a real short video here, just showing that these usually used for replacing BIOS chips. People who work on, say, CNC machines or some various other electronics will still use these, because that's how you upgrade certain types of components. Is the software is you have to remove an EEPROM, erasable, an electrically erasable, reprogrammable memory module. I'm sure I didn't have that definition correct, but you would use these type of tools to go ahead and pop that old chip, maybe reprogram it, and then put in a new chip. And in the maker community, where people are doing a lot of things that they're making out of electronics, they will run into socketed chips that they need to remove and install. And so these are the types of tools that you'd use with those. Anyway, I just wanted to bring some more tool awareness out there and make another addition to the Catus Maximus tool database. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Catus Maximus out.